people are critical. I think from the outside, it's easier to have opinions, and
especially through social media.
Quick to have an opinion, and whether it's negative or positive. But I think sometimes the negative voices are louder
than the positive ones.
Yeah. And at first we were kind of take things hard, and people are critical just about different things, and people always want to have an opinion. But I think we've gotten to a point now that we're learning, and we learn a lot of different things along the way.
Absolutely.
And we are just
and how
trying
that
to improve. Yeah.
Rather than really letting it affect us personally, just think of it as, okay, we can grow from that.
Welcome to QFM. Yo. This is Giff here, and we got my man.
We got Kenny J. What's good?
And we got some amazing guests over here, so can you please introduce yourselves?
Yeah. Hi, my name's Katie Paxton.
Hi, I'm Bella Turcano.
And we're with the Raleigh Girls Club.
So the Raleigh Girls Club, how does that even start, right? So how did you create that, and what was your purpose on even making that type of club?
Yeah, I think it was solely, we moved here and we didn't know anyone. I'm someone that I constantly need to be socializing. I love being around my friends. Thankfully, I did move here with my boyfriend, so I knew someone.
Yes.
But it gets to a point where wow, I could really use some female energy right now, but I know no one in this city. And I'm not going to just go to a bar and walk up to someone and ask them to be my friend.
Exactly.
It's hard. Yeah, we felt the struggle ourselves. And so actually she met my roommate through Bumble BFF.
Okay.
Met a couple of other girls, all kind of feeling the same way. And so she came to us and said, I had this idea to start the Raleigh Girls Club in a way to help girls post-grad. And we were all like, yeah, we would help you out with that, see where it goes. And then we were all in it for the long haul, and here we are now.
Okay, so question, did you get inspiration from the Bad Girls Club, or
I've never heard, is that a club?
No, it's a show.
It's a show.
It's like Bad Girls Club. It's a whole bunch of girls to really go out and things.
Is it a reality show?
It's a reality show.
I'm a reality show guru through and through, so I need to check that out.
It's old now, but it was back in the day.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, so is it only for post grad, or is it for mainly someone that's 21 and up, or?
Yeah, they have to be 21 and up.
Okay.
So we're really targeting, majority of people that are 21 and up are going to be after graduation.
Okay.
From college, or maybe you didn't go to college and you're just looking for friends to meet around the area. Maybe you've been in the area and you're either one, my friends have all moved away, or I'd love to meet some other like-minded people that enjoy this specific craft that maybe my current friends, don't have an interest in.
Okay.
So you're bound to find someone that you have common interests with.
Okay. Now, is it a certain requirement that has to be done to get into the network system, or it's just?
No, it's really just living in the Raleigh area. I mean, we have people from Clayton, Durham, Apex, 21 plus, but we have people, as old as 40s and 50s coming to our events. So really it's just, be in the area, identifying as a female, and at 21 plus.
Yeah.
So I would say, how many members do you currently have now?
We have almost 21,000 members on our Facebook page. So it has certainly taken off. I think when we started this, we were I'm sure there's a couple hundred girls around here that probably are looking for friends. No, it's more than we would ever have expected.
Exactly.
Yeah. At the beginning, we were oh my gosh, we hit 100, we hit 200. We really couldn't even believe it. Now to where we are now, it's crazy.
So now you're having that many members, right? And that's a lot of people to kind of manage.
Yeah.
So how do you manage those 21 people? Because it's not only an organization, but kind of some I would say of course a club. But is there anything that you want to do in the future to promote more members, or any type of future plans whatsoever?
Yeah, I think there's always with a business and social groups promoting and trying to get people to join. But at this point, it's not we're trying to push people to join. It's genuinely, if you're looking to meet friends and you just make connections. It's not, maybe you're not just looking for friends. Maybe you want something to do. Maybe you want to go out and have some fun and really feel that female energy. This is the place to do it. We're looking for authentic people, and we're not going to go out and just be please join the Raleigh Girls Club, to people that may not want to be a part or looking for something like that. So it's all about, people kind of coming to it, and if it's something they need and want to be a part of, great. And if you don't want to, that's fine too.
Yeah, definitely. And to manage that many people, I mean, at the beginning it started just the 4 of us. And we were like, okay, as we started getting bigger, we need more help from the outside. So now, up until this point, we've been able to hire now a couple contractors for us. We're able to assist a lot, and then we also have volunteer
Amazing
groups, which
volunteers.
is
I cannot thank them enough.
Yes, we have a Facebook admin group. How many volunteers are in that group?
I believe there's 7.
Oh, wow.
That help.
So they help us.
Oh, so you got people
Facebook.
that wow.
Yeah. Because you have to approve all the posts, approve people joining. Because, one thing about Facebook that makes it tough is there's a lot of spam accounts.
Exactly.
So you really have, we've sat down with them and had meetings with them to be like, hey, these are the things to look out for. These are the posts that are okay to approve. And they're wonderful.
Yeah. Then we have advertising group, so they'll help us with promoting the events, and then a working events committee. So now that our events have gotten so big, we have people to help us check in and run different stations, and now
which is good, because when you have that group, it's you got so many different people with so many occupants, right? So you got someone that's a lawyer, or somebody that's that does advertising. So although you're getting to that one specific group, but that specific group is so broad.
Oh my gosh, it's so diverse. I love my job.
Exactly.
I love talking about my job, but I also love hearing about other people's jobs. And there's some jobs that I never knew existed that I started about. I'm like, this is so cool.
So now it's and do you have any questions before?
Well, I was gonna tackle a little bit, because I know you guys answer this with the managing. So my question to segue into that is what are some of the things that you found challenging with running this business?
Yeah, I mean, we all have full-time jobs outside of the Raleigh Girls Club. So I'm a pharmacist.
I'm a project manager at a tech company. So
yeah, we have someone that's a therapist and someone that does financial consulting. So this isn't our full-time job, but it's basically become a second full-time job. So that's been the toughest part is, if someone wants to have a meeting with me, I can't do it unless it's after 5 p.m.
Absolutely.
So if that doesn't work for them, it's going to be really hard to find a time to meet. Now, granted, sometimes during my lunch hour, I'll try, if that's the only time they can meet, I'll try to do a 30-minute meeting. But my full-time job is something I love and that I want to keep doing on top of the Raleigh Girls Club. So that's my priority. And I want to make sure that I can still make time for the Raleigh Girls Club afterwards.
Yeah.
It can be exhausting. It can be tiring.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's a lot. And in our full-time jobs right now, those are the ones that pay the bills.
Exactly.
Until we can get this one to a place that it can be our full-time job. Definitely. Yeah, that's kind of what we have to focus on. I think too, people are critical. I think from the outside, it's easier to have opinions, and
especially through social media.
Quick to have an opinion, and whether it's negative or positive. But I think sometimes the negative voices are louder and
than the positive ones.
Yeah.
And at first we were kind of take things hard, and people are critical and just about different things, and people always want to have an opinion. But I think we've gotten to a point now that we we're learning, and we learn a lot of different things along the way.
Absolutely.
And we are just
and
always trying
that
to improve. Yeah.
Rather than really letting it affect us personally, just think of it as, okay, we can grow from this.
So what was one major, you don't got to go through all the comments, but what was one of the biggest complaint or con that you heard?
I can answer this one.
Yeah.
Definitely people saying well, why do I need to buy a $10 ticket? Why does this cost money? Do they expect us to pay for this out of my personal money? I don't have the money to throw these events from my personal bank account.
Yeah.
We're trying so hard to set up these beautiful, amazing events. Yeah. Everything costs money nowadays.
Absolutely.
So people, that being one thing, we're doing our best to really keep it as reasonable as possible, because things are expensive nowadays. Groceries, gas. But that's a big one. What's another one you can think of?
Well, for that too, I feel like a lot of people, at first we were well, we have to explain ourselves. Your money goes to this and this and this, and then we were well, hey, restaurants or other businesses, they don't have to say, oh yes, your food is $15 because of these ingredients.
Exactly. They don't have to explain.
We are a business.
And it takes
we're
a lot of time to try to
but
explain that.
we are like really trying, to stay true to our mission and to help people. And so I think as we've grown and we've become, more confident in ourselves and just taken on every critique as, it's a learning experience, and I think it's all helped us grow.
Absolutely.
That's wild. So like, how do you, like, I would say, like, I know there were times where you heard comments, right? And this is for anybody that's running a business.
Yeah.
How do you kind of like push that away? Like, how do you ignore it? Or would you take, like, what is kind of like your, what is it? Yes. Like, how do you kind of like, trying to get rid of those comments or learn from them?
I mean, I'm definitely not the person to answer this because I'm someone that takes things to heart because I see all the time I put into it, and people don't understand how much we love the Raleigh Girls Club, and like it's truly like a top passion of mine.
Exactly.
I would say probably Kat, or one of our co-owners who is a therapist, is the best at kind of telling us to just, there's always going to be negative comments no matter what business you run, and take that as, okay, can we better our business and our group from this, rather than taking it as, oh, they're personally attacking us. And
and realizing that sometimes people are just negative, and that's how it's going to be, and we know the work that we put in, and we know that we're doing good for the community, and that's our priority, and that's what we're going to keep doing. So.
And go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, like, I think that's always when it ever comes to a business or whenever you're trying to do something new that's like outside of the norm. Like, everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's going to want to put their 2 cents in. We've even had that for our business too. Like, one time we was like filming, and then we would like look through the comment sections, and everybody has like a random opinion about, oh, this guy thinks he knows everything. Oh, this guy is like such and such. It's like, what is he talking about? I was like, just don't even worry about that.
Well, we, especially at the beginning, surveys are huge. It's a great way to get feedback. But we had almost like stopped doing it because it hurt my feelings. And I know it shouldn't. Like, I need to not let it affect me personally and emotionally. But I was like, guys, I don't even know if I can do another survey because I don't know if I can read some. Like, we had some great comments.
Yeah.
But just the two
bad
ones. And like I was saying earlier, the negative voices are louder. So, I mean, I think people are quicker to go complain than they are to like, I had a great time, I'm going to go leave a positive review.
Exactly.
Any of like the constructive criticism that like y'all got from the survey?
Oh, we've had great constructive criticism.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we take into account too, who it's coming from. If it's one of our vendors who we've worked closely with, like, we trust them and we appreciate that feedback.
Exactly.
Members that have been to a lot of events, like, we appreciate that feedback. So we always want to be a group that is open and welcomes that, but also takes some things with a grain of salt.
And I feel like it's hard too, because it's more like people try to put their version on what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah.
And it's hard to receive criticism when it's not coming from the right place.
Well, you look at some of these businesses, I'm like, oh, well, that's not how I would have done it.
Exactly.
Well, it's not my business. It's not I don't see what's going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that people don't see that we have to spend countless hours trying to really get it down and figure out how we want to go about it. Yeah, there's multiple ways to go about things, but at the end of the day, we have to do what's best for us and what's going to be best for our community as well.
Yeah, and like I was going to say, just like kind of like us, like we dealt with that as well, like people not coming to interviews or people or I've had, because I think I showed you, I use my card for people to scan and subscribe.
Yeah.
There's some people that may be on it and don't subscribe.
Yeah.
So it's just hard because you have a vision and you know what you want, but there's some people that can't really see that for sure or don't really see the potential. So, and mind you, have you gotten, I would say like just members, maybe like members that kind of left, right? Have you had members that left for that particular reason?
I don't know if we've had members like leaving.
Yeah, not really that we.
I mean, there's people. I mean, people have lives outside of work and Raleigh Girls Club. I mean, people come to events when they can, and I always love seeing the familiar faces. There's some girls now where I'm just like, you went to this, I know you. Like, it's great to see the familiar faces. We try not to think of the girls that maybe if it's not for them, it's not for them.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, I'm sure there might be some here or there, but
Yeah.
we have almost 21,000, so now it's gotten to a point, if we have a few people leaving, but most of them staying, then we're really doing
which is really
as
good
best
for
as
sure.
we can.
Yeah. And we recently looked at girls who had been to more than half the events, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's this many people that have been to over 6 of our events in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And trusting a new business, to just come in, this group that just started, and to trust, yep, I'll give them some money to go to an event that
I have no clue what the event's going to be like.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been amazing.
Yeah.
So now you know what your, and were you about to say something?
No.
Now you know what your vision is, right? So looking at it from like a product standpoint, right? So how can it be reliable to like different people? Like what would be the use of being in a girls club or a Raleigh Girls Club?
So I mean, the main use is like you're gonna meet connections and friendships. I mean, we have chats within the Facebook group for crocheting, horseback riding, karate, working out. You're gonna find someone, if you're someone that's really passionate about one specific thing, you're gonna find someone in the group that's also extremely passionate about that one specific thing, and you can hit it off.
Yeah, definitely. And then we have our events too, which is in-person live opportunities for people to meet. And so we try to also have activities within our events that promote that. So at our last event in November, we had a speed friending activity. So we randomly set people up, almost like speed dating, but for meeting friends. And we'd have them rotate. And then at the end, you talk to this many people. You could go back up to them after, exchange phone numbers, social media, whatever, and then make your plans and go hang out outside of the event.
And that was
that was good for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
People
loved
it.
Different stations, different events that kind of go with the theme.
Well, some people need that push to
go out
of the way and talk to those people. So having the speed friending, people signing up, they're like, okay, well, next person that comes over to my table, I'm going to be talking to them.
Yeah.
So that push helps some people that may consider themselves more introverted.
Yes, and it's like-minded people too.
Yeah.
Everybody here wants to meet somebody. Makes it easier.
And which is cool too, because you're going into that environment with the same mindset, right?
Oh yeah.
Which is really good. But I think the difference is that, based on what I see going to social events, girls talk to each other all the time, right? They go to the bathroom, drag clubs and stuff like that, talk. I'm like, oh, you're dressed too. So I think what's different is that it's not only to socialize, it's to probably grow. Maybe they're starting their business.
Oh yeah.
Right? So I think it's really good that you're kind of bringing in that new outcome, which is positive for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it as, you're going in to make friends, you're going in to network. I mean, there's a bunch of hairdressers that have met each other and are kind of being like, hey, how do you do your content? Well, I do mine like this, what about you? And learning from each other.
Exactly.
So there's multiple, things that people are getting from the Raleigh Girls Club. That's, friendship is great, but even more than that,
Exactly. I think the biggest criticism that I got is, and I'm not trying to be male empowerment, I'm not trying to do that, but it's more of is there a boy or Raleigh Boys Club?
Not that I know of.
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
That would be kind of cool, because I know that based off of course for sororities and fraternities, right? Of course, they have their own exclusion, but they do come together in the aspect of some events, right?
Yeah.
So, mind you, because I know some of your events all of your events are, it's female strictly. So has it been a time to where maybe, and you don't gotta get spicy or anything, but has it been a time to where a male try to join or a male try to bring a daughter to join?
No, we
have had just people walking up, kind of what's going on.
Like at the golf club,
at
a country club, we had an event at McGregor Downs, and he's like, "Oh, what is this?" I'm like, "Oh, this is an event." And he goes, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." I just thought maybe I could just go shopping, but I mean we haven't had any issues, and we have been asked by some other social groups that are co-ed that are absolutely amazing. We have some great groups in this city, and we're as we support your group, we love what you're doing, and we hope you the most success. But we've got to stick to our mission, and it's females meeting females, feeling comfortable in that space. So we don't plan to stray from that.
Exactly. It reminds me of like Wonder Woman before she met like Superman and all.
Yeah.
She went to the village.
Yes.
Kill all the men. But in a serious sense, like, do you think that that's a little bit like discouraging to other groups, maybe that they can't join this one big group?
I don't think so. I think there's groups for everyone. I mean, look at all the Facebook groups for the Raleigh area. Like, we were going through, and I was just looking when I moved here, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many meetup groups. Like, so there's a group out there for everyone to join.
Yeah, there are some co-ed ones out there. I mean, ours is just primarily for women, and I think we're gonna stick to that just because that's our mission, But yeah, there are different groups out there. For people who want to like maybe kind of date within those groups that
it's like the singles in Raleigh.
I've heard that too.
The different purposes, but ours is for women to meet women.
And I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to bring like an outside perspective. Maybe someone may feel excluded because
we've never had any issues. I think it's strictly because of the fact that there's so many different groups. You're gonna find someone or a group that you're meant for.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
definitely.
And I think you do need to have that like form of inclusion of just like saying, hey, this is just for us, okay? Like, we can do and meet other times, but this is for us,
And like you can be a part of our group, and you can be a part of another co-ed group too, Like that way you're getting both the purely women, female events.
Everybody's related in some sort of way,
right.
Which is definitely understandable for sure. Because like it's a lot with like social groups and things like that. So when they are trying to put in a membership, right? Like, how is that process? Like, how is the exact process of doing that?
So first, typically we see either somebody follows us on Instagram or on Facebook. On Facebook, they have to answer a couple questions. Just, are you from the area or you live in the area? Are you 21 plus? Do you agree to the group rules? We let them in, and then they're able to, from within that, like join those side groups that we were talking about. So one for crocheting or working out or whatever. And then also on our Instagram and Facebook, we promote our events. So last year we had monthly events up to 650 attendees at our biggest one. Smaller ones closer to 300 people. So really that like bigger environment for people to come together and meet each other. And then now in 2025, which we're super excited about, we're having
New Year's.
Yes,
Happy New Year's.
It is crazy. So we're having our small event memberships. So now people have the opportunity to purchase a small event membership. They'll get access to all these smaller events and really more intimate opportunities to meet people. And the events are so cool. I mean, they have everything from rock climbing or
box seat at a Carolina Hurricanes game.
Doing the trolley pub around Raleigh, all these different things and different ways to meet people. So it really caters to the people that maybe a big event isn't for them. It's, overwhelming, or it's just a lot. They want to meet people in that more intimate setting and can also find things that interest them. So if you're into rock climbing, go to the rock climbing event. You'll probably find someone there that also likes it.
Pottery, block printing, horseback ride. Like there's so many things that we have set up. And like while we may be extroverts, not everyone is. Not everyone wants to come to an event with 300 people. So we're trying to make sure that we have something for everyone in our group. If you want to come to an event that only has 15 people, we have it.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's pretty good for sure. Wow.
I guess the one thing to wrap it up is like, what's the end goal? Like, what's the number one thing that y'all want to achieve, not only with this business, but even just you two individually?
Yeah. I mean, I'll start with RGC is I want to see people coming out of this with friendships. Like the amount of success stories we've heard in the videos that we get and the messages we get saying like, thank you. Like I've met my best friend. We've been hanging out all year. In fact, I was at Devolve one night and I had two girls come up to me. I had two girls come up to me, tap me on the shoulder, and they were like, hey, are you Katie with the Raleigh Girls Club? And I'm like, yeah. Like, what's that? And they're like, we were at the October event.
Wait, aren't you getting a QFM?
Devolve's place to get
I
noticed.
never even went to the ball.
No, I'm not
It's
saying the
pretty-
wrong. I'm saying like there's been situations where people came up to us and say like, "Hey, I'm talking to QFM. I've seen the videos."
Oh yeah.
Greensboro.
Yeah.
That's what makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Because someone came up to me and they were like, well, we just want to let you know that we've hung out almost every single day, like, since that event. Like, we're, like, friends now. And I was like, oh my gosh, like,
Yeah.
thank you. First of all, thank you for coming up and telling me.
You're like,
No,
wow, I'm
yeah.
really making a difference
Yeah.
in these people's lives. It's awesome.
But also, we'd love to eventually expand, have some more cities that, you know, we've had a lot of girls saying, hey, I'm from blank. Do you have something like that here? I'm like, unfortunately, not yet, but we'd love to eventually do that.
Mhm.
You know, we want to make it so that any city you're living in, you're going to have an opportunity to meet friends. And, like, we're all about, like, meeting friends in real life, you know? There's something different about meeting people face to face and getting to know each other
Because
that
we don't have
way
that anymore.
than it is over
Yeah.
social media. So we're really trying to make it so that that's like the new norm, like meeting
Yeah.
people face to face.
Exactly.
And giving that opportunity to people in cities all across the country really is the end goal. Making it our full-time job if we can get to
That
that
would be cool.
point.
No,
and
for
have
sure.
Oh, yeah.
a chapter in kind of each city,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And then it's coming, right? You got it in all different places, right? Or not just yet? Like, are you
We're,
making it international?
I mean, that would be
National.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because maybe that would finally get me to get on and learn. I've been wanting to learn some more languages. So.
Raleigh Girls Club, London
The
Girls Club.
Yeah, that would be
Do
awesome.
you get any, like, I would say, just talk about the demographics and we could kind of wrap this up.
Yeah.
Do you get any, so what type of people do you get?
There is not one type. Like,
Not one type, okay.
So many different types
Oh
of people.
my
Like,
gosh.
okay.
Like we said, 21 plus, but I mean, we
all
have people
ages,
in their
all races,
30s,
all occupations.
40s,
Mm.
50s, people with kids. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so many different types of people. And I think that's what makes it so awesome.
I love
too,
it.
is that,
I mean,
You know,
we
yeah.
recently had someone post saying, hey, I'm in my 40s. I'm not sure if this is a group for me. Is this just people in their 20s? And we had like 30 comments of people saying, no, I'm also in my 40s, or I'm in my 50s. No, this is a great place to, like, I'm in my 40s. I'm going to the Galentine's event. Like,
Oh, wow.
oh yeah, like my mom and my grandma went to one of the events.
my mom
to,
also came
yeah,
Nice.
to hang out and enjoy. I mean, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
good.
I mean, you meet some people that I'd be like, wow, I never thought I'd get to like get along with someone who enjoys something so opposite from what I do.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know?
I think the biggest thing really is like just promoting that positive impact
Yeah.
in some sort of way. I know that for some of our episodes, this is definitely great to talk about, but it's just like about women empowerment in a sense of like you're having a group to where everybody to come collect and join. There's people that doesn't know about the Pakistani thing.
Yeah.
We offer a lot of different perspectives, and I could be like, oh, here's Christianity, here's Islam, here's sexuality, here's business making. So it's really great just to have kind of like everybody collecting in that type of not only just business ideas, but ideas within itself.
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's great that y'all have so many different topics on this podcast. I think it's great for people to listen and learn.
Did you look at our podcast? Like, did you look
Yeah,
at
we
it?
both looked, yeah.
I was making sure.
Yeah.
Which ones did you like more? Like, do you have like a particular one? Just one.
I mean, I
Of your-
enjoyed the one y'all talked to with someone from the college. He was like the president.
Fraternity. He was a
From
fraternity.
fraternity, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about student government?
And that one too.
Oh,
student
yeah.
government. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was my favorite one. But my favorite one was it was about, I would say, like about mental health.
Oh yeah, that's great.
So we just talked about that as well, and it was pretty enlightening.
That's
Yeah, it's
sure,
eye opening.
But yeah, so do you have any final questions for me?
Not that I can think of. How about you, sir?
I'm good. I'm all
Awesome.
good.
Any questions for us?
I don't think so.
That's great.
Thank you guys so much for
Yeah,
having
thanks for
us.
having
Yeah,
us.
thank you for
Fun.
coming. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming. Well, thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe. Please like. Please subscribe to us on QFM Podcast. Thank you so much, and have a great day.
We're out here.